People might be coming and going, and there might be somebody who's visited this sales page hundreds of times, but you wouldn't know it. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here, founder of Guest Focused Tour Business Coaching, where every day myself and our team of tour and activity business mentors, coaches, and advisors are helping you build a thriving, profitable tour and activity business. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some example multi-day tour sales pages that are just fantastic. These are companies who are in our coaching program, who we've helped build fully optimized sales pages that are helping them generate more leads and more sales. Please come along as we show you how each element of our irresistible tour description framework has been implemented in these pages. Now, do your tour and activity sales pages for multi-day operators have to look just like this? No, but we hope that this will give you some inspiration on how to do it, where you might want to put some of these things, and some other insights as we go along. Let's get started. As a quick reminder, if you have not gotten our Irresistible Tour Description Workbook, you can get it from guestfocus.com/resources. And if we scroll down, you're gonna see here all 12 of the elements of the Irresistible Tour Description Framework. We're gonna go through each of them, and I'm gonna show you where they appear on these optimized sales pages. Let's start here at the top with the name and bold promise. Now, one of the two pages that we're gonna be looking at here today is Target Tours. And this is just a template page. It's not actually live. Right here on top, we put the tour name. And notice underneath that we're putting this bold promise. This is where we're gonna hook readers and encourage them to read more about your multi-day tour. On this Western River Expeditions trip, we've got a 4-day Cataract Canyon rafting trip. You can see the name right here at the top. For their bold promise, they've put it underneath their video. Raft, hike, and soar through Cataract Canyon's wonders. Ride Class 4 rapids, explore ancient ruins, camp under starlit skies, and fly over breathtaking canyonlands, all in one unforgettable 4-day adventure. The bold promise and hook is so underutilized by multi-day operators. We'd love for you to take a moment, go through our workbook, and come up with a number of hooks that you could put right at the top. Having trouble coming up with one? We have a great framework. That is, enjoy your biggest desire without your biggest pain, even if your biggest hesitation or concern. That's a nice, simple framework. What about our call to action? Well, as you know, as a multi-day operator, specifically selling group tours and private tours or semi-private tours, then you often have a primary and secondary call to action. Here, you can see check availability. This is what would open up their booking software widget, and I could actually look at availability on a calendar. I might be able to make a deposit. Basically, how someone would do business with you. That is your main primary call to action. The secondary call to action that we recommend for multi-day operators is an email capture, a detailed itinerary. Put simply, a well-optimized multi-day tour sales page has a way for you to collect email addresses and potentially phone numbers from those that are interested enough to want to know more. If you don't yet have detailed itineraries, or in the case of that rafting trip, expedition guides for each one of your multi-day offers, well, that's okay, but just know that you're missing out on the opportunity to sort your leads. Lead qualification. Who should your sales folks or travel specialists reach out to? Which of your leads are most interested? Well, if they've downloaded a detailed itinerary, if they put their hands up and said, yes, I would like to know more, there's a good chance we want to focus in on those people. Right now, if you're not asking for a detailed itinerary or an email address, people might be coming and going, and there might be somebody who's visited this sales page hundreds of times, but you wouldn't know it. Target Tours has chosen to use this bright red color to draw attention to the primary call to action button. But notice how over here with Western River Expeditions, they've made the opposite call. We know that 99% of folks who are coming aren't ready to put down a deposit or pay $2,000, but we really want to encourage them to download this free expedition guide. So you have a little flexibility on which you would like to emphasize with the color. For any type of conversion rate optimization, meaning the number of people on the page that take the desired action versus the total number of visitors to that page, we have to have a clear sense of what action we want them to take. So I encourage you to avoid the mistake many multi-day operators take, which is there are like 5 different calls to action. Well, you could fill out this form. You could contact us. Oh, you could schedule an appointment. Oh, you can ask a question, which might take us to the contact page. We really have to think about what is the most important next step for your ideal target guest or your lead or your prospect to take. These two are my go-to. Check availability, which ideally would go right into a multi-day booking software where they can pay you. Secondly, request a detailed itinerary or an expedition guide. I'll even show you what those pop-ups or light box look like when somebody requests an expedition guide. Here's what this looks like. Request a free expedition guide for this trip and get instant access to detailed river maps, day-by-day adventure breakdowns, seasonal insights and packing tips from veteran guides, essential prep info to ensure your rapid's ready, and easy sharing to get your crew on board. I love this benefit stack where you're highlighting, hey, here's all the benefits that you're gonna get from downloading this guide. Here, we can ask for their name and email. If they're this far down the sales funnel, it's entirely appropriate to ask for a phone at this stage, which gives you that ability to follow up with automated SMS messages or possibly even phoning them directly. So you might be noticing this takes a bit of work to implement. Yes, you have to create those detailed itineraries, potentially in Canva or with a PDF builder. And secondly, you've got to have an email service provider so that when somebody puts in their information and fills out that mini form, you're going to be able to send that to them via email. You also have to build a thank you page. This is the type of stuff that is going to help you sort your leads, nurture those leads, and give them everything they need to make a decision before buying. Let's have a look at that target tours template. And if we click detailed itinerary, you can see their pop-up as well. We want to make sure this experience is perfect for you and your loved ones. Request a detailed itinerary now to receive full descriptions and details about each day, insider tips on travel arrangements, safety, visa, and health guidelines, exclusive recommendations from our travel experts, and an easy way to share trip info with friends and family. You can even put phone number as optional if you want to increase the conversion rate on this form. Notice here as we scroll down from the top, we also have a number of call outs back to this request a detailed itinerary. As we switch to the mobile view, if we scroll down, you'll see that this call out becomes all that much more important. Want to learn more about this trip? Well, hey, you can request a detailed itinerary here, and that'll pop right up on their mobile phone. All right, on to our next element in the irresistible tour description, our media. Let's take a look. It's essential that you get your photos into a gallery and we put it very near the top of the tour page. So many multi-day operators are putting their images down the page and they're oftentimes small and you can't make them larger. Here, we've got a nice slider where we can click through some of the spectacular imagery. If you're like Western River Expeditions and you've got a spectacular video that showcases your tour, we love getting this above the fold, meaning it's one of the first thing that loads on the page and will actually move your gallery further down. In this instance, we scroll past the trip details, and then here under trip highlights, we've actually put in their gallery. The same guideline applies, where 50% of your photos should be of smiling guests and smiling guides. Ideally, your ideal target guests see themselves represented in these photos. And as you can see here, even though this is just a Figma file, we've got some beautiful photos of exactly what the experience is going to be like on this rafting adventure. Okay, back to our essential elements. What about this at a glance section? You can see here, as we scroll down, these trip details are front and center. Price, duration, location, time of year, group size, activity level, and what's included and what's not included. If you are not putting this information at the very top of the page, you are making a mistake. It's important to think about your leads and prospects' time on your website as a scarce commodity. So much of the time is spent not actually reading a tour description, but just scrolling up and down to find one key piece of information. Often, hey, I'm just looking for the price. Hey, I'm just actually trying to find out if my kids can come on this. What type of tour is this? Is this custom? Is this private? What's the meeting location? This information should be front and center in bullet point form, or like we just saw with Target Tours, you can use some icons and get creative. But most importantly, it's easy to digest and it's right underneath that media gallery. We find the heading Trip Details to be a great place to put in some of this information. Okay, what about reasons to act now? Running a multi-day tour activity or an experience, you have such great natural inbuilt scarcity. You have such great inbuilt urgency. There are only so many people that can come on your tour. There's a booking deadline where you gotta make reservations with hotels. So we have a natural clock that is ticking. But most of us do a very, very poor job of highlighting that, hey, there's a chance you may miss out. This goal of creating a fear of missing out, or better calling out reasons to act now, to take action today, whether that's downloading that detailed itinerary so we can make a decision with our partner or loved ones, or perhaps even getting in our deposit to secure our spot, or maybe secure an early bird discount. This type of urgency and scarcity needs to be front and center for multi-day operators. With Western River Expeditions, you can see here right in our floating element that's going to move up and down the page once we get it out of Figma that we've got scarcity right here. The lovely thing about having your scarcity inside of that sticky or floating element is that it's visible at all times, no matter where they are on the page. Limited spots available. Popular dates filling fast. You can see here how Target Tours uses slightly different with their booking deadline, but I love this use of bold red text to draw attention, draw the eye over to here that, hey, this is when that final payment is due. This is when that booking deadline is. Other great ideas might be including X number of spots left, or if there is an early bird discount, how long before that goes away. In addition to adding these reasons to act now in our floating element, as we scroll down, it's important to get it in the body of your text as well, because remember that sticky element will go away on the mobile view. Right under their tour details, they put important in that nice bold red color. Cataract Canyon is one of Utah's premier rafting destinations, and our 4-day expeditions often fill up months in advance. To secure your preferred date and avoid disappointment, we strongly recommend booking as soon as possible. Peak season trips, June to August, typically sell out first, so act quickly to reserve your spot on these popular departures. Notice how effectively that is urging people to take action here today. We are planting the seed that they might miss out, or that one weekend where their family might have availability may not be available unless they take action today. So download that detailed itinerary, send it over to your friends, or 2, get a deposit in and we'll walk in your places. This type of urgency drives people to action and it's gonna lift your conversion rate. Let's now have a look at magic moments and our feature and benefit stack. The best place to put your magic moments is after we scroll down past our trip details. And then we get into an area that we often call highlights. This is where we can focus on some of those special moments that people might experience, like wandering through medieval villages and cosmopolitan cities, savor fresh seafood and sip port wine in the Douro Valley. Over here on our rafting expedition, the same thing. We'll scroll down past some of the details, and here in the trip highlights, you'll start to see some of the copy where we can put those magic moments. Instead of jumping into a dry logistical overview of here's where we're gonna go, here's where we're gonna see, take people right into some of those magic moments they'll experience on tour. Breathe in the crisp morning air, scented with sage and juniper, as the sunrise paints the canyon walls in a golden glow. Drift along the Colorado River, letting your fingers trail in its cool waters as you marvel at ancient rock formations. Savor that gourmet riverside meal, its flavors heightened by a day of adventure and a sky full of stars. Wow, isn't that a much better way to sell this tour? Take people right into those micro moments instead of talking about all the buses and the logistics and the stuff they're gonna get to look at. What I'm gonna smell, feel, and taste on your experience. This is often the first paragraph after our tour details where we wanna lay in those magic moments. But what about those features and benefits? Well, after our magic moments, we scroll down. Here's a great feature and benefit stack. We can say, for Target Tours, travel with neighbor and discovers with friends. Because they focus on Atlantic Canada, you can be confident that you're going to be traveling with some of your friends and neighbors. Expertly crafted itineraries and stress-free travel. I love how they emphasize more time exploring and less time packing. We stay in just 5 conveniently located hotels across 13 nights, allowing you to fully immerse yourself in each region without that hassle of constant packing and unpacking each day. A really great feature and benefit. Back to Western River Expeditions. How are they displaying their features and benefits? Well, of course, we'll get to their magic moments, but here's one way they show it. Why you'll love this trip? Well, conquer the legendary Whitewater. Explore hidden Canyonland's wonders. Immerse yourself in untouched wilderness. You'll see here they have additional features and benefits. They have world-class expert guides, all inclusive in the wild. A huge part of what we're doing with features and benefits is we're trying to break up the text. Even if you just have one sort of text area that you can fill, and that's the limit of your design budget or the limit of a template you're using, then have bolded features with that 1 to 2 sentence benefit underneath, ideally using you and your language, and then have a space and write your next feature and benefit. We skim through web pages, and it's important that we break up this text. Too many multi-day operators have dense text, and I'm telling you, the people are just not reading it. Okay, let's keep going. Risk reversal, testimonials, credibility, and social proof. Where are these elements appearing? Well, here on our Cataract Canyon rafting trip, you'll notice that we get some of this social proof right here. This one line above either your video or your gallery is a great place to drop in some social proof. 4.9 stars out of 2,025 reviews. Wow, talk about credibility boosting indicators. 15,000 adventurers since 1961. This is letting people know right here above the fold that this is a company you can trust. As we scroll down, let's have a look at what our guests are saying. That's a great section title. Anywhere you're gonna have video testimonials or reviews, and look at this social proof bar. Absolutely fantastic. This is not only giving us the average review count, but a huge number of reviews. Underneath, we can see some of your key partners, awards that you've won, This is doing a great job of putting people's minds at ease. Here on Target Tours, you'll see the same social proof bar, recommended by 95% of travelers. 15 years of happy guests and award-winning service. As we scroll down, we'll talk about our itinerary in just a moment. We'll eventually get to our reviews. Here, they've chosen the title Reviews for this section. And in here, we can slide through. These reviews are a little bit long. I'd love to see them a little bit shorter. But if you're on the mobile view, hopefully you can swipe with your thumb to move these testimonials across. You can also see here how they're calling out, once again, that social proof that may have been missed at the top, over 15 years of happy travelers. And hey, here's some of the awards that we've won. If you have media mentions, this is another great place to include them. What about that risk reversal? Well, again, this floating element should have your guarantees and risk reversals front and center. Flexible payment terms, included round-trip airfare, early booking guarantee. I love the use of pop-ups or light bucks. So when we click here, well, what is that early booking guarantee? This text can be broken up a little bit, but that guarantee is front and center. Here, you can see flexible payment terms. Let people know exactly how you are protecting them and how you've got their back if things go sideways. Now, keep in mind, if your floating element disappears as we shift to mobile view, it's important to put those flexible payment terms, included round-trip airfare, early booking guarantee, inside the body, so that information is still going to be seen if you're on a mobile phone. Let's have a look at Western River Expeditions. The same thing, a lowest price guarantee. I'm just going to come out and say it. If you do not have the words lowest price guarantee on or near your check availability button, I would highly recommend you do it now. Keep in mind, this lowest price guarantee is not saying that we're the cheapest option out there. It's not saying that we're cheaper than other alternatives. But what we are saying is that booking directly here on the website or through the office or through a phone call is how you're going to get the best possible price on this deal. What we're doing is helping overcome that fear that maybe I'll get this cheaper somewhere else, or maybe there's a coupon code, or I might find a better deal through an online travel agent. Let's put everyone's mind to rest. Right here, right now is the lowest price that you can get, and we even back it up with a guarantee. We see them also highlighting flexible payment terms and even calling out the deposit front and center here. So it gives people peace of mind that you don't have to put down the full payment now. We can get started with just a deposit. And those book now, pay later options actually called out here. And this is a light box. So if you click this will give you a little bit more information on those book now, pay later options. What about that FAQ and our bonuses? The frequently asked questions section is almost always down here at the bottom of the page, but notice this great accordion implementation. We highly recommend answering a lot of questions on this page. So this accordion style, where when we click on it with our thumb on a mobile phone or with our mouse, the FAQ opens and you get the answer, but only for the specific question. The FAQ area should not be on a separate page. Or put another way, you can have a general FAQ, but here on your multi-day tour sales page, it's essential that we are doing what? Overcoming objections, concerns, and hesitations. And there are few better places to do this than right here in the FAQ. You know, potentially from calling people and selling them on the phone, what some of their biggest concerns are. Address those right here. And this FAQ can act as a salesperson for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have a look here at this extensive FAQ for our rafting trip. Questions related to food, beverage, dietary information, reservations, and cancellations. What about groups or charters or traveling with children? Western River does a great job here of overcoming objections and concerns. Another section we often recommend for our multi-day operators is something called important notes. Think of important notes as separate from your FAQ, and it's really here when we're trying to qualify our leads, prospects, and ideal target guests. This is a way for you to have some straight talk and say, for example, look, if you have trouble fitting into a kayak, then this kayaking tour is probably not for you. If you struggle with walking on uneven surfaces for up to 3 miles a day, then it's probably not the best tour for you. This is where we can manage and set expectations. And we recommend not shying away from some of this straight talk because in the end, it's gonna make for happier guests. It's the guest-focused thing to do. And candidly, it's gonna save you a lot of headache and potential anguish or frustration later on. I love this subheader too. These insights from the Western River team are candid considerations for this trip. We believe in being transparent so you can choose the best trip for you and your loved ones. That's a really nice framing. Here on the Target Tours website, they say, below are helpful tips and details about this tour that can help you make the best choice for your vacation. So it's a nice guest-focused wording. Here's where they address those mobility considerations, accommodation and service standards, some internal transportation notes, and even calling out travel protection or insurance requirements. Next thing I'll address is the itinerary section. We highly recommend an abbreviated itinerary section. Here you can see how we've grouped multiple days together. We've used this beautiful light box where you can actually link your accommodation. And when you click it, you can have a nice gallery here that might showcase some of the images and maybe one or two sentences about that particular hotel or accommodation. The goal here is not to give a ton of information. Far too many multi-day tour operators have really long or detailed itineraries. Remember, our CTA, or recommendation, is to have that detailed itinerary, or one that might go into a bit more of those key details, but first they have to share their email address with you. So again, think of this more as a teaser. It's also gonna reduce some of that overwhelm, or again, if we're treating someone's attention with the respect it deserves, just give them enough information to hook them in and maybe start a conversation. Here are a couple final best practices. Note here that the need some help, ask a question, and the phone number are front and center on this sticky element on the Target Tours website. That's intentional, and we want that front and center so it's easy for people to contact you. I love here on the Western River Expeditions where they have suggested adventure extensions, where they have different options for extending your trip. This is a great place to also include any bonuses that might be included when somebody makes a reservation. As we get down to the very bottom of the page, we have that repeated call to action to claim your free expedition guide or detailed itinerary, and then even some recommended tours in case this one wasn't a good fit. When you're looking at your tour page on a mobile device, it's important that you have a mobile sticky bar. That's right there down at the bottom. And I would highly encourage you as a multi-day operator to have the price per person, the deposit, meaning show right there the money that they would need to spend today, and then 2 buttons. Now this might look a little bit different if you're doing custom multi-day tours. Maybe you need them to fill out a form, or maybe that next step is to actually book an appointment with you or someone on your team. That's totally fine. But typically we have a primary and secondary call to action right there in the floating sticky bar on a mobile phone, so that no matter where I am, up or down on that sales page, I can quickly get to those 2 main calls to action. One final best practice is right here, this navigation bar. This is essentially a sticky header that replaces the menu. Here's a look at Kailani Tours, who do tours on the Hawaii Island. As I scroll down, notice that the main menu is replaced by this nav bar or navigation bar. When I click these different sections, I could rapidly get or navigate to different sections of the multi-day tour sales page. This is a great way to help people, whether they're on a mobile device or on a desktop, to quickly get to the section that's relevant to them. Okay, we're gonna leave things there, but before we go, I really hope that you've gotten some inspiration from these operators and the great job that they're doing implementing every single element of our irresistible tour description framework. These elements all together create a potent mix that are gonna lift your conversion rate and help you sell more tours, get more bookings, and possibly generate more leads. Before you go, let me know in the comments down below, did you have any aha moments? If you got value from this video, it would mean the world to myself and our coaching team if you could share it with a colleague, with a friend, or even in a group. You spreading the word about our resources and videos like these really makes a massive difference. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.